Well, it has been 4 months since the Sprint Series last ran. It doesn't feel that long, but here we are in 2024 to begin the next season of the Sprint Series. A new title sponsor, a new car, new faces, a new championship format, but it's still Sprint Series Night in America, and it's the first one of the year as we are here at one of the best short tracks in America. This is the Central Florida 200 from the new Smyrna Speedway, the opening race of the 2024 Herr Sprint Series. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to Sprint Series Night in America. We are here every Wednesday night. Be a couple times over on a Tuesday or a Monday, but hey, you know what time it is. It's the best time of the midweek. We're here for the first race of the Herr Sprint Series and a whole new format for the Sprint Series this year. Of course, we have 10 full-time drivers and no chase anymore, so it's a strict points championship from here on out. But all these guys who race in these races will gain points, and they're all eligible for the championship. It's going to be very fun to see who gets it done. On top of that, we're allowing Wall Cup Series owners to drive as well. They're not eligible to race in the Cup Series and advance on. We got some heavy hitters in this one here tonight. And of course, top 4 eligible drivers will run in the Smooth Fest on Friday night. So a lot at stake and a lot to go here in this 50-lap event from New Smyrna Speedway. Join alongside Matt Tuck for the call of this one. And Matt, you've seen a lot of these races before here at New Smyrna. I know you absolutely love this track. What are we expecting here tonight for this 50-lap event with no pit stops?
Well, the lack of pit stops is going to make this very much a sprint race. Ha, ha, ha. Tonight, you're not going to have the time to make up track position on pit road, and it's going to be run your set of tires as hard as you possibly can. So it's going to be very interesting tonight. And track position for these guys who start out front is going to play very crucial.
It definitely will, but we will see a lot of passing throughout the field here in this one this evening, and it's going to be fascinating to see who ends up getting the race victory, because the starting lineup for this race and this race only determined by the amount of wins each of these drivers have on the channel. The tiebreakers were then broken by the order in which these drivers signed up going forward. So all the drivers who return next week, they'll be organized in the first however many positions based on the best, fastest lap in this race. And then everyone else who was not in this race who races next week will line up behind those guys in the order in which they signed up. So if you keep on signing up, you're going to be starting a lot closer to the front than if you miss a couple of weeks. And of course, for the full-time guys, they're always going to be starting a little bit closer to the front because they're going to be in every single one of these races. Let's go ahead and go through the field right here, show you guys who is running this race here tonight, and also note out the full-time drivers here in the Sprint Series. It's Herr and Alonso starting on the pole here tonight for the Central Florida 200. Alongside him, Christian Master, who was full-time in the Wall Cup Series last year. He's full-time in the Sprint Series here this year. Going to be a lot of fun seeing him there for Andrews Racing. Alonso, by the way, driving for Appalachian Motorsports. We got SC Avalon Racing in the 96, driven by Richard Kinghart. And then the number 4 is Alexander Rowe this evening, and he's driving for Titan Fury Racing and Igor Barreto. Number 69 there for Durrani Racing. That's driven by Eric Monaco to the inside of Joe Rutkowski, who was a chase driver in the Sprint Series last year. He's an owner in the Wall Cup Series now. He's driving for Appalachian Motorsports. We have the 52 there. That is Chris Reynolds driving for Durrani Racing. Chris Reynolds is another one of our full-time drivers. Alongside him, it's the one machine of Nathan Faden driving for Trackhouse Racing. Faden also a full-time driver this season. Same with Skylar Taylor. Skylar made the chase last year in the Sprint Series. They are full-time driving for Dracoan Racing Enterprises alongside Vinny Scholes, the Rowdy Energy Pro Series champion. We'll have to see what you can do there with Evans Ross Racing. 57 this week is Angel Olvera to the inside of Andrew Williams in the 53 for Hollywood Motorsports. Aaron Abel, an owner in the Wall Cup Series, driving for Intrasys Motor Racing in the 64 alongside Baltasar Steep in the 88. He's a full-time driver there for the same team with Ludovic Charette. Dylan Matthews, another full-timer. She was in the Wall Cup Series full-time last year, moves down to the Sprint Series, driving for Evans Ross Racing full-time in the Sprint Series. Santiago Labarito in the number 5 for Hollywood Motorsports, also a full-time driver. Same with Brandon Nelson, a full-time driver there for NS Racing, alongside Juan Cruz Amaya Romero in the 87. We'll refer to him as Juan Romero throughout the season, driving for SC Avalon and Nicholas Samadillo. 05 Anthony McClure is also a full-time driver, alongside the 13 driven by Michael Lewis this week. 05 is for Triad Racing, one of the returning teams from last year, and 13 there for Titan Fury Racing. 99 is Brady Burkhart this week alongside the 80 machine, driven by Zayden Davidson. 99 is a Trackhouse racing car, and the 80 is for NS Racing. Felicity Mendoza. Actually, let me get that right. Mendoza. No L in there. Mendoza, my apologies there. Didn't read it correctly. In the 25 for this week only, in the Dracoan Racing Enterprises machine, and then the last car in the field, the 02, that is Aaron Bates, development driver to Stuart Gratton, driving for Triad Racing. That's your 24-car field for the night. We have the 10 full-time guys, and we'll see some of these other guys who sign up each and every week, probably, going for this title, especially those owners like Alonso and Joe Rutkowski. I feel like they might make a lot of starts this season in the Sprint Series, going for the Sprint Series Championship. Well, it's 32 races. We started off here tonight. Top 4 eligible drivers advance on to the Smooth Fest. The Wawa Cup Series owners and their respective drivers are not eligible for that. But otherwise, we're here to have some fun here at Sprint Series 9 in America at New Smyrna Speedway for the Central Florida 200. You ready for this to get started, Matt?
It's going to be fun tonight.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and get these guys to roll off here from New Smyrna Speedway. And of course, we already went through the starting lineup, so Matt, I'm going to ask you, a lot of heavy hitters starting up front in this race. Who do you think is going to victory lane in the first race of the Herr Sprint Series 2024?
Well, this is going to be, as you said, there are a lot of big guns up here at the front. And I'm going to go to the inside of row number 3. I think the 69 of Eric Monaco is going to work his way to the front, and I think he's going to score the opening victory of the season.
We'll have to see if Monaco can, in fact, pull it off. He was full-time in the Cup Series last year. Of course, he is not full-time in this series, but could very well be signing up for each of these races and go for the title. But it's Herr Alonso. I know he wants a title. Pace car is down. The 2024 season is underway here at New Smyrna Speedway. And already almost 3 wide for the race lead on lap number 1. How about Richard Kingart right there? Another driver who is not full-time, trying to get to the inside of Alonso, but Alonso gets the bonus point towards the championship right there and leads lap number 1. Of course, it's 1 point per position. Bonus points for the win. Bonus point for leading a lap and another for leading the most laps. Here's your pick, Matt. You got Eric Monaco on the inside, his teammate. Full-time Chris Reynolds in the 52 machine. Master stuck on the outside. Here comes Taylor as well. And inside lane looks to be pretty strong as Richard Kingart leads in the 96 for Nicholas Amadio.
Yeah, we've seen here a bunch throughout the years that we've seen racing here. The top line you can fight your own on the top line, but don't be expecting to make up the time on the top. The bottom, rim riding it around on that yellow line down there on the bottom of the racetrack is the best place to be. You see these guys slingshot up off the corner, and Reynolds goes to the inside of his teammate. Going to bring Skylar Taylor along for the ride. And Eric Monaco, Alonso stuck on the outside, about to get the New Smyrna freight train back to the pack.
Of course, with the Superstar Series that we had here back on Friday, and of course throughout their season, we saw a lot of those short tracks where the outside lane didn't work. But that's the typical short track racing that we get here, and you're seeing that right now with Eric Monaco and here's Alonso. Of course, top 4 eligible drivers will be in the Smooth Fest on Friday, and right now that would be Richard Kingart, Chris Reynolds, Skylar Taylor, and Angel Olvera there in the 57. Good run for Angel in the 57 machine. Hope to see him around quite a bit in the Sprint Series. Going to be full-time in the IndyCar Series, which, hey, starts next Thursday from Homestead. Excited for that with Caleb and all that he's doing over there. Master there, Christian Master to be exact, in the 5th position. And then you got the 64 here. Good run for Aaron Abel. I think this is the first time Abel's been in a stock car. Of course, the owner of Racing Motorsports. As for the 2nd position, Skylar Taylor there on Chris Reynolds, trying to take that 2nd spot away. And it looks like they're going to do it.
Yeah, this Dracoan Racing Enterprise machine, the 55 of Skylar Taylor, just slinging it on the bottom there. And then don't look now, following behind, we got the 57 machine of Angel Olvera, who has a victory here before, knows how to get it done around this New Smyrna Speedway. So he's definitely going to be a guy to watch for here as this race progresses on. And then you see the 56 of Christian Master, another guy who knows how to get it done just in general. A ton of career wins on the channel for him. It's going to be see as how this race progresses. We're 10 laps down, 40 laps to go. The laps tick off very quickly here, and Kinghart's finding himself nice and comfortable out in the lead for now, but I think he's going to be under some pressure here in a few laps.
Skylar Taylor looks very quick there in that 55, and They won 4 times last year, I think, in the Sprint Series. It was either 3 or 4. They had an excellent season in the Sprint Series last year, made the chase, and realistically, it's them and Joe Rutkowski, the only 2 drivers who really were up there in the Sprint Series last year, who are back this year, or at least running in this race. There's Joe in the 90, not a solid run for him. He is in the second half of the field right now in that 90 machine for Appalachian Motorsports. Another big thing this year, we do not have any ratings anymore, as, say, you know what? You know, it isn't a race on the channel without us missing a pass for the race lead. Now is it? You'll see that in the corner of your screen. Skylar Taylor takes it away, and they're going to lead lap 13. Here comes Olvera in the 57.
Yeah, Olvera in the 57 started kind of far down in the field tonight, but we saw back in the day on the Body Armor Cup Series, he got the first ever points-paying victory here at New Smyrna Speedway, and he's working it, showing that magic that he knows how to get it done here on the short track. He's going to chase down Skylar Taylor in the 55, and it's something also worth noting here. I think these drivers are going to run into some lap traffic before the end of this race. It's going to be interesting. It'll be really close to the end, but sometimes this field can get really spread out, and these laps are very short. This 64 machine also of Aaron Abel has been on an absolute heater tonight. Started deep in the field and just worked that inside lane all the way up towards the front. And it's here we go again.
I want to go through the field, but they're not letting me do it with all this battling we got going on up front here. How about Olvera on Skylar Taylor? Aaron Abel there. 1 career win on the channel, came in the IndyCar Series last year. As for the race lead, Angel Olvera is going to take it away from Skylar Taylor. That inside lane going to be the advantage. Already our 4th different leader. We're only 18 laps in. I mentioned no ratings. Everybody's on an equal set, and it's going to be like that the whole season. So we're going to see these guys suckle through a lot more than what we're going to see in the Cup Series. But Angel Olvera takes it away on lap 18 for Andrews Racing.
Angel Olvera, those Hondas are absolutely flying here through the field. Skylar Taylor, they're going to settle down now into P2 and maybe try and throw a haymaker back at Angel Olvera. Riding the bottom, Olvera gets up off a little. I think we're going to see some side-by-side racing here for the lead at New Smyrna Speedway. And guess who opens the door, or who gets the door open for that is going to be the 64 Aaron Abel. And don't count out now. I think Christian Master and Richard Kinghart, if this starts to heat up, are going to be finding their way back to the front here very quickly as Skylar Taylor goes back down and is going to take the lead here.
Good run for him there in the 55, but that brought in Aaron Abel to this battle, and he might take second away from Angel Olvera right here. I know Ludovic Charette, I know your teammate over there in the Wawa Cup Series would love to get an owner's win. How about how close these guys are, and just a taste of what we're going to see on Friday night with all the heats and LCQs for the Meliello Smooth Fest. And hey, right now, these top 4 drivers, actually not Aaron Abel, so Kinghart is actually in position to make the Smooth Fest because Aaron Abel is in the 3rd position. They're looking to make it on and have a shot at that off-season, or should I say preseason special event. Of course, it does not count towards the points. This race here does count towards the championship in the Sprint Series. Every race does. So a lot of points on the line here. It's going to be, I believe, 27? Yeah, 27 points if you win, and then 28 if you lead the most laps. So that's a solid amount of points, and with 32 races, you want to get all the points you can get early on. I think we're going to be good to maybe go through the field here. Maybe. Masters in 4th there. You got Kinghart running in 5th. Alonso there in the 6th position. Good run for him regardless. And you got the Durrani guys of Eric Monaco and Chris Reynolds. How about Anthony McClure? Made a few starts in the Pro Series. Last year is the first time McClure's been in a race that I've called. He's top 10 right now for Triad Racing. Brandon Nelson, another full-timer there in 10th. You had Alexander Rowe. Great to see Alexander Rowe back behind the wheel for Titan Fury. Michael Lewis making a move on Nathan Faden there midway through the field. That is for the 12th position. Brady Burkhart back here in the 99. Vinny Scholes, not exactly the run we expected out of the Pro Series champion here tonight. Baltazar Steep, first career start for him. And you got Felicity Mendoza in the 25. The 80 machine there of Zayden Davison back in the field. Santiago Labarito back there. Juan Romero in the 87. Joe Rutkowski's back here as well. Dylan Matthews. And then you got the 02 and the 53 battling as well. 02 of Aaron Bates, and then Andrew Williams, the back of the field right now, as we had another pass that we missed, and you saw that on the corner of your screen. We're past halfway here in the Central Florida 200, and Angel Olvera trying to pull away from the field. How about Andrews Racing? They're 1-2 right now.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot across all forms of motorsport the past few years. Honda Power just flexing their muscle, and we see this is quite impressive if you think about it. Two equal rating, equal cars here. And Andrews Racing has found their way 1-2 with Angel Oliveira and Christian Master at the front of the field, 57, 56, 55. I just noticed that rounding out the podium right now. That is that's a funny thing. You got teammates and 3 numbers all in order here on the front of this podium. Eric Monaco's working his way back up through the field. We'll have to see how those Durrani Racing teammates fared, but they're also having a very strong night. And then we see Alonso hanging out there just behind them. So, I mean, I think it's going to be tough for some of those drivers back there to still score the victory about 2 seconds off the lead, but you never know what could happen. And if things start to, if the Andrews Racing teammates don't play nice, I mean, anything's possible, really.
Could still end up with a caution, possibly. Those are definitely in store. Of course, on the speedways, we'll have 2-lap cautions. On the short tracks, we're going to have 4-lap cautions. And we'll have pit stops on the road courses this year as well to spice things up with no cautions there. So it's a little bit different this year in the Sprint Series, but hey, it's still the essence of Sprint Series night in America, as we always have it. Much stronger field, though, than what we had last year as well. A lot of veterans, of course, Oliveira, Christian Master, Skylar Taylor, and you got Richard Kinghart, so many guys who have a lot of experience running up front in this race. Of course, they benefited from starting up front. But as the season goes on, we're going to see different drivers find themselves up front as these races tick away. Chris Reynolds to the inside of Anthony McClure. Great run for McClure in the 05. In the top 10 there for Triad Racing. Alonso slipping back after starting on the pole there in 9th. You got Brandon Nelson rounding out the top 10 with Alexander Rowe right behind him there. And now we're starting to get to the point of the race, and we might see this on Friday night as well in the feature where that driver starts to pull away from the lead. However, Christian Master trying to close back in on his teammate of Angel Oliveira. And we only got 14 laps to go here in the Central Florida 200.
This is the money. This is crunch time here. There's no money stop because obviously we're not making pit stops here tonight, but this is crunch time now for these drivers who want to start making making it. I have no idea where I was going with that, but it's crunch time down here at New Smyrna Speedway, and it's Oliveira, Master, and Skylar Taylor. I think Kinghart is still going to have a shot here, but I don't think too many drivers behind Kinghart without a caution flag are going to be able to get in contention. That 55 just riding the bottom so strong here tonight so far for Jacoan Racing Enterprises. We will see what Skylar Taylor has to go up against Angel Oliveira. I think this is going to be a very close finish here in the closing laps, but that 57 has just been an absolute monster today. Really starting to now build up a gap here as we close in on 10 laps to go.
And how about this? This is a driver who's not full-time looking to go to victory lane in the first race of the season. Angel Oliveira there for Andrews Racing. We really didn't have Oliveira on our radar to really even be in the series. Great to have him, of course, long-time veteran in the IndyCar series. But I would like to mention this. What number won the Smooth Fest last year, Matt?
Oh, it was Jacoan Racing Enterprises.
So they had Blaine Keys as the driver last year in that 55 in the Cup side. This year they have Laura Chung and Roberto Crown Jr. Of course, Blaine Keys will be in the Smooth Fest, or at least attempting the Smooth Fest. Of course, no one's locked into the feature yet for that. But going to be very interesting to see if this success translates over to Friday night for Jacoan. Taylor in a good position right now. Whoever wins this race will be in the Titan Fury number 31. Second place will be in the number 50 Appalachia car. Third place will be in the 00 Team Williams machine. And then fourth place will be in the number 11 for Grattan Autosport. That order will change as the season goes along, and the point standings, the owner's points, get changed for those 4 teams. Angel Oliveira pulling out to a big lead. Master back for second. Kinghart trying to take third away from Skylar Taylor. Next time by, it's 5 laps to go in New Smyrna.
5 laps to go in New Smyrna Speedway. Kinghart's making a last-ditch effort around Skylar Taylor. I don't know if any of these 4 drivers are going to necessarily have enough time at this point to chase down Angel Oliveira. 1.2 seconds here without any lap traffic is a tall task for anybody to have to chase down. And this 57 has been a rocket here tonight. Gonna come around next time by, and we'll get the 3 laps to go. And by the way, we now, if the race gets a yellow, it's over, and it's John Andrews is loving what he sees right now.
Absolutely. Looking to start off the season 1-2. I know he's hoping to do that with his 2 drivers in the Cup Series. He's got Zachary Fitzwater and newcomer to the channel, Bryce Egan over there, as there's your caution.
Oh my goodness.
Baltazar Steep in the 88 has blown up. Kinghart had to slow down, and he's going to lose the transfer spot in to the Smooth Fest. Everybody's scrambling behind. Olvera wins the race back to the line, and that right there, you know what? No caution. They did not. We saw this a lot. No, there it is. There it is. Olvera is actually still racing back. He's actually going to catch it right at the white flag. Got a little goofy there at the end. My goodness, we almost had a perfect sweep, a perfect clean race to open up the season. Not the case. That is a tough break for Richard Kinghart, who is going to lose that last transfer spot to Eric Monaco. Monaco going to be in the Smooth Fest, along with Angel Olvera, Christian Master, and Skylar Taylor. Of course, Aaron Abel, the team owner, ineligible for that. And under caution, the first race of the Herr Sprint Series this season will be won by Angel Olvera and Andrews Racing. Olvera wins the Central Florida 200 here at New Smyrna Speedway.
A 1-2 finish for Andrews Racing to open up the season. A very, very strong showing for both of them tonight. They were on a different galaxy tonight. Christian Master started second, finished the second. Angel Olvera, I don't remember where he started, but he had to come through the field quite a bit.
Well, Christian Master, however, is going to be guaranteed the pole for the next race. And then you got Angel Olvera there, who, if he signs up for the next race, which, hey, sign-ups for Homestead coming up in just a couple of minutes here on AG the Channel, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. How about Brady Burkhart there? Third fastest lap. 55 of Skylar Taylor, no surprise there. And then Aaron Abel. Take a look at the rest of the numbers right there in terms of the fastest lap. And all the drivers who sign up for the next race, they will start in the order of the fastest lap that we had here tonight. So right there at the back of the 53 machine of Andrew Williams. Not really a good run for Andrew Williams, but he's going to have a driver in his ride for the Cup race, for the Smooth Fest more specifically. And that driver is going to be Skylar Taylor. But Angel Olvera and Christian Master, how about Andrews, or Team Andrews, Andrews Racing? I always get them and Team Williams confused. Even though it is an equal rating series, they had 2 solid drivers right there who went and took it, and Angel Olvera gets the first win of the Herr Sprint Series this year.
It was a very strong showing for Angel Olvera, former New Smyrna winner, now picks up another one here on the Fable short track that's really grown quite some lore here in the NR world. And Christian Master, 1-2 for John Andrews' boys here. Angel Olvera, more wins this week than the Washington Wizards, so I mean that's an impressive feat, you know.
Mm-hmm. We were going to do Pistons slander, but they ended up winning last night.
Yeah, you know, we had to let the Pistons catch the pass card for that. So figure, throw the Wizards under the bus for once. But no, that was an impressive showing from those guys. They should be both of them, I think, walk away from this very happy with what they did tonight.
Mm-hmm. And I would be too. And hey, hopefully Olvera signs up next week, because if he does, he'll be starting outside pole at Homestead and looking to rack up those wins. We'll have to see how it ends up shaking out. But Andrews Racing, not only did they get the top 2 finishing results in this race, they got the top 2 fastest lap times, which means if their drivers return, hey, we know Christian Master is going to return. He's full-time, but if Olvera returns at 57, they're going to lock the front row for Homestead next week, which is pretty cool. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching here for Sprint Series Night in America. And you know what? We got a lot of great stuff coming up. Sign-ups for Homestead coming up in just about 5 minutes or so. So stick around and sign up for that. 14 open rides each week. And of course, while Cup Series owners are allowed to drive, given that they don't own a Herr Sprint Series team, And of course, we'll have the 10 full-time guys going after it all year long here in the Sprint Series as well. And of course, Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, it's the Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest. It is the best opening race in all of NR Offline. I know, I'm kind of kidding when I say that, but hey, it's a lot of fun when we go to New Smyrna, as we just saw here tonight. And we're going to put the Cup guys on there and get used to what we're going to see all year round in the Wall Walk Cup Series. But hey, thank you so much for watching. Here are the point standings for the Herr Sprint Series after the first race of the season. And congratulations to Angel Oliveira for getting the win here in the Central Florida 200. We'll see you next week at Homestead Miami Speedway. We'll see you this Friday for the Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest. On behalf of Matt Tuck, thank you guys for watching once again. And I will see you guys later.